Surveillance video shows the gunman, Jackson, walking up to the victim, 24-year-old Michael Faison Jr., with a gun in hand. Court documents say the victim was complimenting the gunman's girlfriend's tattoos, which led to the deadly shooting.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. You know what to do. Get on Amazon, get that desired nutrition, get that pre-workout for that pump, that focus, that energy. After that, you're going to need those electrolytes. Get those electrolytes, get that recovery, that replenish, that refuel with those BCAAs. All right, let's get into the video.
A Newport News judge sentenced 30-year-old Divine Jackson to life in prison for shooting and killing 24-year-old Michael Faison Jr. That homicide happened at a Newport News 7-Eleven gas station in July of 2022, and it was all caught on camera. The victim's family says that they are pleased with that sentence.
Finally relieved that it's over. I do believe the family is remorseful. Him, I'm not so much believing, but he didn't really sound remorseful.
Melanie Faison, Michael Faison Jr.'s mother, believes justice was served in court for her son's killer.
He's not getting out anytime soon. You know, like it was pointed out, Mikey's not going to be able to get married. He's not going to have any kids. You know, not going to be maybe walk his sisters down the aisle at some point.
Surveillance video shows the gunman, Jackson, walking up to the victim, 24-year-old Michael Faison Jr., with a gun in hand. Court documents say the victim was complimenting the gunman's girlfriend's tattoos, which led to the deadly shooting. After the judge sentenced the 30-year-old to life in prison, he turned around and looked at the victim's family to apologize. Jackson read a statement in court saying that his impulsive reaction took another man's life. He said, quote, "I never intended to kill an innocent man," end quote. Jackson also stated that he was drunk when he shot Faison. Before the judge sentenced Jackson, his mother took the stand, asking the judge to be lenient with the sentence. In addition to the life sentence for murder, the judge also gave Jackson 3 years for the firearm in commission of a felony charge. In Newport News, I'm Leandra Head, News 3.
You can see right there he was saying he was sorry for what he did or whatever, and another impulse behavior from a man that was most likely raised by his mother. And I hate to get on here and make it sound like I'm bashing the moms and everything like that. I'm really bashing the dads, for if they're the ones that are purposely not being in these boys' lives. Because he ain't no boy, he's 30 years old. He's 30 years old and made this decision. Like that was one of those decisions that you make when you don't know how to control your emotions. Yeah, you could blame it on being drunk. You could blame it on that, but you actually can't. You can't blame it on that because we don't know the history of what else he's done or anything like that. Hopefully he hasn't hurt anybody else prior to this and not been caught, but hopefully he's never hurt anyone else. But the way he reacted to this guy was just, can you imagine you're walking into the gas station and you see a girl walk by, you don't see her with anybody. You just see her walking in the gas station and you say, "Hey man, I like your tattoos." And some fucking weirdo comes out of nowhere with a gun, like, "What the hell did you say?" And slaps you. Fucking slaps you like twice. Just overreacts and then and ends up killing you. Wow, man. I just feel like this is the point in the boy's life when he's growing up. And you dig down deep enough into people's lives, you'll see what's going on here. And the mother was on the stand asking for, where's the father at? Where's he at? Why didn't he say anything? Did he give any words? Did he say, be lenient on my son? Father probably wasn't there. Probably. I don't know that to be a fact. I don't know that for sure. But just going down the list of things that keep happening to young men without dads, that they don't know how to teach them emotional discipline, it's usually because the man wasn't there to teach them that. The father has to be there to teach you that. Because a lot of times women react on their emotions. They're emotional. Everyone knows that women are emotional and they react with their emotions. That's very bad for a man to do that. Because men, like I've said in other videos, men are extremely violent. They are violent human beings. They are the polar opposite of a woman. Women are not violent. They're not traditionally violent human beings. They can be violent. Don't get me wrong. You got some women out there that are violent as hell, but it's not, that's more of a masculine nature. Men are extremely violent. And when they act out their emotions, they don't know how to control their emotions. Shit like this happens.
This man is going to be in prison for the rest of his life because he could not control his emotions. I'm going to show y'all the video, but trigger warning for anybody that's allergic to stupidity. Hey man, you complimented my girl tattoos? Man, I oughta, look at him. Highly emotional, highly aggressive, obviously not thinking rationally. Look at that swing. Man, I'm finna up the smithing now. You think it's a game, fool? You see his girl try to get him to calm down, barely.
We also know that he was drunk. So he did say that he was drunk when this happened. So this gentleman was talking about how he swung. Now you can see why he swung like that, because he's a little bit intoxicated, you know. Why you're intoxicated at whatever time. This looks like it's pretty clear in the day. So he's been drinking. What have you been drinking all day, or what? You know, what are you doing with your life when you're out driving? So you're driving. I'm assuming he's driving. We don't know if maybe he wasn't driving. So I'm not going to put that on him that he was driving drunk. But he could have been driving. He's got a gun. And what we also know is I think the gun was, he illegally had a gun because they gave him another 3 years for that, right? So he wasn't even supposed to have the gun. So we don't know whose gun that is. And he's drunk. So he's like triple wrong in this altercation right here. Then he gets out and confronts a guy and assaults him twice before killing him.
She really look unfazed. This must be a common occurrence. You so emotional, your girl can't even get you to calm down. See, I don't know why he tried to Jackie Chan Chris Tucker the joint. That wasn't gonna work, and then there you have it. And look how emotionless he is once he actually does it. Sad. And here you can see he gets in the car. She jumps in right.
Okay, now we see that he is the driver of the car. So he did drive the car. It's just, wow.
Right next to him, and they skirt off. Ladies, is this what y'all like? Is this what attracts you? I mean, obviously the signs were there. She knows how he is. Obviously, she was attracted to this kind of person. Yeah, I love a man that's gonna spend life in jail for me. That's how you know he really loved you. Now listen, we all get jealous, all right? Everybody get jealous. I don't think we get this jealous. You know how soft you gotta be on the inside to try to act this hard on the outside? I mean, I don't know what it is about the softest dudes wanting to appear as if they're so hard. I mean, there's two stories being told in this video. That he's so hard that if anybody even looks his girl's way, he's gonna pop off. Or that he's so soft that if anybody even looks his girl's way, he's gonna pop off. Teach your children emotional regulation. No human being should be acting like this. Nobody should be so emotional during an altercation and then completely emotionless when it comes to pulling the trigger. There's something wrong with this dude. Yeah, keep him in there. Do not let him out. Throw away the key. Swallow it if you have to. Please. This man.
Yeah, there is a deeper issue there. There is something wrong with him. And like this gentleman was saying in the video, it most likely boiled down to his childhood. He wasn't taught emotional discipline when he was younger. And as you get older, you become, a man. You become at your most violent. Because when you're a kid, you can't do a whole lot. I mean, you can, we see school shootings, we see a lot of different things. And a lot of people will argue like, well, those people had their parents in their lives. This is all a case by case type of thing, But the common denominator in a lot of these things is fatherless homes. That's very common. So you have a woman that's trying to raise a boy to be a man, but now this man has a woman's emotions. You get what I'm saying? Like he said, he's so soft in the inside. That's his mother's emotions on the inside. He don't have his father's emotions. Now, again, I'm just assuming. I don't know this for a fact, but it just seems like that this is a very common thing, and you can kind of chalk it up to maybe he didn't have his father. Maybe he didn't have a male role model in his life. That is very possible in this case.
In reference to the video that I posted about Divine Jackson, a man who took the life of another man because that man was complimenting his girl's tattoos, this person says, it wasn't no compliment. That white man disrespected his woman. And it's sad that a black man is commentating on this.
That does bother me when you have people out there that just want to make everything about race. Just because he was a white man and he was a black man, it has to do with that. That had nothing to do with it. That had everything to do with this man's emotional instability. That's what this was about. This had nothing to do. That man could have been a Martian. He could have been black. He could have been anybody on that corner that complimented him. Maybe if he was black and I don't know. I think it could have been anybody that was standing out there and that guy was just there. He was just there. And the wrong thing happened and it caused this guy to go off. He was probably ready to go off already. You don't know the argument that they had prior to getting there. You don't know what he found out about his girlfriend the day before. You don't know his emotional state. All we do know is that he lost control. He didn't know how to control it. That's what we do know because of what happened. But we don't know everything that led up to it. We don't know his childhood. We don't know what his girl did to him. We don't know what they argued about prior to getting there. We don't know none of that information. We only know that he reacted on his emotions. The way he felt, he just did it. And you can't do that. As a man, you can't do that. Women can get away with that. They could get away with doing certain things. But you can't because you're a violent person.
Y'all are insufferable. But since I wouldn't want you to blow a gasket, I wouldn't want you to cry more than you already are. How about we just look at the court documents, shall we? Oh wow, would you look at that? Here in the probable cause statement, it says that the officers actually spoke to Divine Jackson's girlfriend, who they're choosing not to name. It says that they detained her while she was walking around and they decided to interview her. It says that she confirmed her identity and that she was dating some rapper who she only knew as Sauce. They learned that before the shooting, she picked up Divine Jackson from his residence. Divine Jackson and his girlfriend had actually been to a restaurant. In that restaurant, Divine Jackson was actually waving his firearm around in the girl's face in the restaurant. And they went to 7-Eleven. She went inside the 7-Eleven, bought the things that she needed to buy, and when she went outside, she stopped and spoke with a white male. Her and the male started to have a conversation about tattoos. She ended up giving the victim her number, most likely for business purposes, and that's when she says Divine walked up to her and Michael, the victim. Divine asked Michael, why you talking to my girlfriend? And like we saw, he slapped him twice. And you know how that story ends. If you actually cared about the issue, you would know this already, but you don't. You would have done the research, except I had to do it for you. Instead of doing the research, you decided to come to my page and make this situation about race for some reason. I tell you what, I'm sure this resolved your issue. Now you can go sleep off whatever you got going on. Let me know if you need anything else. In reference,
yeah, that's something I don't like stuff like that, man. I don't like when people just comment on things without doing any type of research. You don't really know what happened. You don't care. You don't care to hear the truth. All you care about is a black dude is commenting. He's making a comment on a black dude that killed a white guy. That's all you care about, the race part of the situation. Like, we're here talking about the emotional part of the situation and what could have happened and what could have been done to not resolve it, but to maybe help it not happen. What could have been, what kind of help could he have gotten before it got to this point? My whole point too is, if you're already in this age state, you're already in your 30s, and you know you have these issues that you get, you're a hothead, you're somebody that doesn't know how to control yourself. Maybe you beat up on women. Maybe you've slapped a couple women before. You have an issue. You know what I'm saying? You probably have an issue with women and your emotions. You need to get some type of help. You should not be wanting to just slap your wife around or slap your girlfriend around just because she, I don't know, did something. Maybe she just did something you didn't like. You just slapped her up. You know, like that's kind of weird. I mean, I know we joke about it. You know, we have jokes about it all the time, but it ain't a normal thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're trying to figure out. Like, what was the emotional part that was going on with this guy to make him want to go and do what he did? He said that he was waving a gun in the fucking store and shit, you know? And this girl, she ain't no better. She's going to actually stop and talk to this guy. I mean, granted, she didn't know that her boyfriend was going to come out and, you know, shoot him. But you know this guy, you've been with this guy long enough. You know that he's a hothead. You know, maybe you shouldn't be just out giving your number right in front of him to some stranger. That don't look right. You probably shouldn't do that. That was probably dumb for you to do that. And you knowing who you're dating, and you're just out in the store and you're just giving your number out right in front of him. You know, I could understand if maybe maybe you weren't in front of the store, you were in the store and he didn't see it and you gave your number. You know, here's my number, you know, hook me up. I heard it was like a tattoo exchange. Maybe he was I heard rumors that he was a tattoo artist. I didn't research that. I'm really not even interested in what his job was and why they exchanged numbers. That's really not important. It's the important part is what the man did to this defenseless dude. You have a gun. He doesn't have a gun. He's defenseless. Now, what I wouldn't have done, and we could talk about this on a later video, don't try to take someone's gun. Don't think that you're, like he said, like you're some Jackie Chan and you could just take somebody's gun and you're trying to be brave and you just got yourself killed. He may have been able to walk away from that with just a, you know, couple slaps or whatever like that. And an apology. Hey, man, relax, man. I'm sorry about that, man. I didn't know. My apologies, man. That was my bad. You see, he has a gun in his hand. Don't try to be a hero, man. There's no point you trying to be a hero trying to take the gun from him. Just take your little slaps across the face and just, hey, let it go, man. Learn from the experience. Go home and learn from the experience. Now you know, man, maybe I should be armed. Now you can take your defense level to another level. Maybe I should carry. They're in Newport, right? They have laws there. They have conceal. I think they got open carry there. So they have you could have a gun there, right? So now, see, if you're not a felon, you're not a criminal or whatever, like maybe you should start thinking about carrying a gun with you. I just had somebody pull a gun on me. That would change my life. And it did change his life. Because now he's gone. His life is gone. Over something stupid. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share the video, share this to as many people as you can, man. We need guys to I want guys to get their lives together and make sure that their mental health is on point. Have your mental health on point. Has your physical fitness on point. Start with the physical fitness if you can. That's the cheapest way to go. Start working on your mental state as well, man, because that's important, man. If you can't control your emotions, man, you're just a liability. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. See you in the next video. Peace.